And good morning. It is Saturday. I don't even know the date. Good morning here from the Tuscola Football Network. This is the Saturday, the 23rd of August. Welcome to the Tuscola Football Network and the week one of the Jonathan Crompton Coaches Show. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning.
I would take it you didn't get much sleep.
No, I mean, not in a negative way, but no.
No. Kids played hard.
Mm-hmm.
Kids played hard. We'll get into everything here in a minute. It's crazy going out there. Robbinsville, big, tough, physical, and to me, it's better than playing a pancake to open up your season. You only get better by playing people that are going to make you better. So I admire you guys for playing great competition. But anyway, before we get going, I know you've got your caffeine and chaos. I don't know how many cups is that?
That's just number two.
That's just number two.
Of many today.
Of many today. Up doing laundry all night?
No, laundry will be done today. Long story. The school's done, excuse me, a tremendous job. We ended up having to get a new washer. It's not in yet. So thank you to our administration for getting us that. It'll be in hopefully next week. So yeah, we're back and forth right now.
Laundry man.
So yeah, when we got back, it was not open. We'll say it that way. But no, it's and seriously, thank you to our administration for getting the washing machine that we're gonna be able to get in, help us out, and
there's a lot goes into that.
They're not cheap, because you have to have certain washers for athletic gear. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple weeks. We'll say it that way.
Okay. So we want to thank our sponsors. Without those folks, we wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Spivey's Christie's International Real Estate. Amy does a great job in supporting the program, and also supporting what we're doing here. On days like, hey, today's not an easy day to sit here and talk about last night. But anyway, thank Amy. Chris at the print house. Brooke told me I pronounce it wrong. The print house, even though it's Haas. Chris does such a good job down there. Caffeine and Chaos. Jonathan's on his second cup of many with John and the guys down there, and Heath at Mountain Oxygen Services. I am a client, and the story that we've told about when what they did for your mother before they even knew anything about who you to keep her going during COVID when she was on death's door. Sutton and Sons, Ryan down at Sutton and Sons Antique Mall. I want that airplane that's parked out there. I want that. I don't know what I would do with it, but that little airplane that sits out there. I really want that. And my place, Crompton's Auto Mart, good credit, bad credit, we don't care. And we'll talk about those things as the week goes on. So anyway, 28-14 came out, and they kind of mashed us around a little bit and early on, and you're going. For me, I'm sitting up there going, I don't know, but our kids manned up.
This is not a negative. No, I think it's fine. I think it's funny because, knowing the sense of how I know how your brain works, and this ain't gonna go well. That's what everybody's mindset is. Unless, guess what? Who knows the game plan? Coaches and kids, right? So our kids knew what we were. Especially against a team from the Smoky Mountain Conference, and especially a team that's favored to win the 1A.
They're good.
That's what I'm getting at. But they're gonna run buck sweep. They're gonna run trap. They're gonna run ISO, right? You know that. So you got to see how they're going to try to run the variations early. We made the appropriate adjustments, excuse me, defensively early on to get them into. You could see they got into almost not necessarily panic mode, but where they go, oh crap, we can't run trap. Oh, we can't do this, and then they had to start running speed option out wide.
Yeah.
And our kids did a great job. I mean, guys, it was hot and humid. I mean, we told them all week it was going to be. You can't predict a cramp. You can't predict those things, and that's for either team. So I thought our kids battled well in that sense. And like I told them after the game, it was not an effort thing. Myself and most of the coaches stayed back and watched the whole game last night. A lot of interesting stuff. I'll say it that way. Not from a schematic standpoint on either side of the ball, but just you know what you're getting when you go west of Haywood, and that's for everybody. You know what you're getting. You gotta ride that wave, and I thought for the most part it was done properly, but there was a couple that you went, that doesn't make sense. There'll be a couple plays that I do send into review. They always ask. Third down conversion early on for or I guess you would say lack thereof of a third down conversion on our end, that our QB jet goes down and then a full 2-second count and one of their D linemen spears him. That's a flag. That's a momentum changer on whichever side you're on, right? I do think that and then our coaches talked last night, once again watching the game, that the momentum flipped when we had them 3rd and 19 backed up where they're going to punt, and we knew the math of how far they punt, that we would have had the ball on the farthest away would have been the 50.
Yeah, you'd have been on the plus.
And for them to say that Bryson Haynes had a personal foul by holding the kid and they both fell together trying not to hit the fence, complete gut-wrenching call at that moment. I know that we're human. I'm not complaining about anything. I thought they did a good job of communicating last night overall. But there was a lot of things that you go back and look at the film and go, okay, now do we got a lot to clean up? Yeah, everybody does. It was week 1. Everybody's got a lot to clean up. Half the country's 1-0, half the country's 0-1. It's just the reality.
Yeah.
So we'll go back and to the quote unquote drawing board, obviously not literally, and make sure we clean those things up, because you can see it when they are cleaned up. It's there, and we were trying to make sense of it, I guess you would say. That, in my mind, I use the term football gods of, when we're 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, a fluke deal would happen on whatever it would be, and you go, man, that hasn't reared its head for how long? So, but that's football. So that's where, or sports, I guess you would say. So that's where, we got to make sure that we do clean all the little minute details up. That's what wins and loses ball games. But once again, I'm gonna go back to it. I told the kids last night it was not for a lack of effort.
Absolutely.
Our kids played hard. They bust their butt. They played hard for each other. But we got to line up properly.
Yep.
If we call XYZ formation or personnel, and you're standing beside me, I need that personnel in. Those things. That's what we got to do better. And we change personnels during practice, so it's not a new thing. So we just got to stay in the moment and not let the quote unquote lights get bright for us. Not that they did. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just game 1. You're always going to see how your players respond game 1, and we'll go from there.
And that wasn't the Little Sisters of the Poor that you guys played last night.
Mm-mm.
They're really good. I don't know how good they are. But man, they're physical. They're big.
Well, they're the typical Smoky Mountain Conference team. They've got big backs that run hard. They've got good pulling guards and tackles, because that's what they've done since I always joke about this. That's what they've done since they were 7. Because they run the same thing from the bottom up. So, yes, they're a good football team. I'm not taking anything away from them and what Lucas Ford has done.
No, I know that you have so much respect for Lucas.
I do, but the harsh reality is you go back and watch the tape and you go, damn, I got Isaiah Hyatt's still run down the sideline twice, butt naked right now. Like actually probably 3 times. I give it 2.5 because one, he had a guy beat by 6 yards, so he's not butt naked, but that's a touchdown. And we run trap a couple times, and just one hat placement. That's all hat placement, and Ty creases on for another 15. That's sports, though. Does that make sense? So we're going to correct those.
We're going to clean it up front. And can I talk about something that was, Aiden Tucker? Wow.
AT. No, he did a good job.
Wow.
He did a good job taking Coach Seibert's coaching of steps and where to actually physically try to kick the ball because he's got a great leg swing.
Good Lord, yes.
He busted his butt this summer going to camps to get better and fundamentally get better.
And Sam's kicking the heck out of the ball back there punting too.
Yes. And so, it once again, there's so many positives. And it's game 1. And don't get me wrong, people know me well enough by now.
You're angry today.
Well, but that's just because I'm a competitor. Trust me, I know our kids are too. But that's why I told them, have a good weekend, be safe, be smart, rest up, hydrate. You know what I mean? If they want to come in, they know if they want to come in today and ice bath, because we'll be there, go ice bath. If you need to come rehab, and they know that. And I would venture to say we'd have a few show up for those things, and that's perfectly normal. And Monday we'll go back to we'll get back to square one. Because every Monday is going to be back to square one. So it's not like it's, oh my God, we're going back to square one. No, every Monday, because it's a new opponent.
Yeah.
So that's, like I said, I'm never going to be satisfied with loss. I can tell you that right now. It does not matter. But I'm proud of how they fought. I'm proud of how there was adjustments. Ty Walker had to, early in the year we had him at outside linebacker. Then we had him at defensive end. Last night he played some 3 technique, and then I put him at middle linebacker.
Yeah, when I looked down, I couldn't believe he was 3. I'm going, wait a second.
But then Bryson Haynes started the year at inside linebacker. Then I had to put him at nose. Then he's at defensive end last night. So guys they're playing their butts off, and they're adjusting on the run for what's best for the team. And I can't commend them enough for those things. And it's not just those 2. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of them. Because our offensive line was also our defensive line and didn't get a breather last night. And, hey, because that's not easy. I don't care what anybody says. And I give our kids credit for, if they were cramping, they came off the field and did not fall on the field and stop the game. In those sense, they got off, there are certain times where they would just, Coach, I need a breather. All right, we got you. But the only time they came out is if they were physically calf cramping, because they want to play for each other. They want to fight through it.
The sky's not falling.
No, heck no. It's not even close.
And that's why.
It's not even close.
Yeah, and the sky is not falling. I know enough and been around this enough that if when these guys get from tackle to tackle and we're where we need to be, we're going to be. I don't know that you want to play this bunch.
Well, and it's not just.
No, I'm not saying every time. Yeah.
But it's just that. But there's that's football. That's what I tell them every day. There's always going to be good things, bad things.
But we're going to
every day.
You
just got to ride the wave and overcome the old cliche, overcome the adversity. But because there's always going to be something happening every play. That's once again that is sports. That's not football. That's sports. So yeah, I mean, once again, I thought they played their absolute rear ends off. Like physically, guys understand they had a fullback that I don't care what the roster says. I don't. They had a fullback that every bit of 220, 225, and a tailback probably 220. It's 400 to. I'm not a mathematician, but it's about 440 in the backfield. You don't normally get that. Now, granted, still got to tackle, and I thought our guys did well for the most part.
Absolutely.
And but once again, I go back to, you watch the film. There's random big plays. Their wide receiver's still walking, and they didn't throw a flag on a 40-yard gain. That's a penalty. That's a 5-yard penalty, not a 40-yard gain. You can't miss those, and then when we snap the ball, throw the flag instantly on a holding when the ball's just been snapped. But we know going west of Haywood, and that's for everybody, not us. It's everybody. It's a different referee crew, but for the most part, I thought it was done fairly. Keyword most part. There's always going to be complaints from their side to our side to their side. But I'm just saying those are momentum killers. They are. So when we're not fully set because they're not set and the ball snapped but let the play go, so we got to do a better job of understanding that even next week it's another SMC team that we got to be prepared.
And let me ask you this, and I'm really curious to see what you guys talked about last night, or what your thought process as a staff was, and you as the ball coach there is. Early on, they had all the momentum. They're kind of pushing us around, and you're going, phew. And when that happened at the goal line before half, and we went in with no points, and then they came out in the third quarter and just were steely-eyed and took the fight to them. And I believe that a quarter of the way through the third quarter, we physically started just beating them up.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And then the momentum plays came that you're talking about, and then we're backed up for third. But I really think that our kids, if people take the time to sit back and look and not just be the emotional Karen or whatever the word is today.
Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah. The fight in that bunch.
Well, yeah, but yes, it is the fight. But let's go back to the thing before halftime. Great drive. Wear them down. They're falling down. They're falling out. We're getting the ball snapped before they're set. We did a great job just from overall the players playing. We get down to the good scramble drill. Two guys get down to the one. So I call timeout. Get them just settled. 17 seconds. Get them settled. On the game clock, Robbinsville had 0 timeouts left.
Correct.
So that's once again, and I watched it back last night, and so they had a 4th timeout, and that's coming over the headset to me from somebody that physically counts.
I counted.
But I also trust the guy on the headset that counts like he was a smart guy.
Yeah,
but either way, should have been a penalty, whatever. Or they get 2 timeouts down there, so I wanted to see how they were going to play. So we've got to schematically block it properly the first time. They did a good job knifing us. Great. Cool. So we go to one of our big personnels, and they get a timeout. I'm like, okay. Because you see it, and you go, holy crap, the river just parted. Like when the ball snapped as they were calling timeout.
Yes, and
I'm like, yes, beautiful. But so, all right, timeout. So obviously you do what any coach is going to do, and you huddle up all your personnels together and not let them know which way you're going. Knew they were going to go man. 100% you're on the 2-yard line. So we get into a quad set of 4x1, empty, and we're just running a screen play. Say that way. Not a screen.
Yeah, I know.
Read between the lines. It can't actually. It's a pick play, but it's not a pick, if that makes sense. But for terminology, it's called a pick play, but you're not actually picking. And put Isaiah Height into the flat. We had Pruitt on his own route, and we also had a QB draw, so it's a 3-way go. 6 in the box, QB draw's dead. Because there's only 5 blockers. And so we make the right choice, go to the flat, and you watch the film, and it just, we're wide open. But once again, the football gods are like, not happening. And you watch it, and you pause it, and you go, damn, he's still running right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just, and it does suck, but I'll die on the hill that was the right call. Because we needed 7, not 3. We had the momentum. And it was a play call that we run 100 times, and 99 out of 100, you're like, there it is, and that was the one time. And once again, that's sports. It sucks because to get down there, what they did, and how they fought to get to the 1-yard line, And you know what? And that's okay. That's going to happen. We came out and fought our butt off in the second half. Got the ball back when we needed to. Obviously, should have been a couple things here and there. We can be nitpicky on that all day long, but I do think that I guess I'm going to look up the definition of momentum personally. I guess I need a better understanding of what momentum means. If Bryson Haynes gets a momentum call, but we don't get a roughing the passer momentum call to change that was the outcome. Because at that point, you can ask anybody on the staff, it was 3rd and 19, we're winning the game.
Absolutely.
And we obviously didn't say it, but you can ask anybody, and I would be willing to bet every dollar that's in my bank account that every coach would be like, at that moment of 3rd and 19, when that ball snapped and he scrambles, that we're winning because we're getting the ball on the 50 and we can score those things. But you cannot predict the human element. I get it. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that all the way back to right before halftime, it was a great drive going down. John Hanson, I thought, did really well, put him in a position kind of that he's not been in, and said, hey, man, I need you here. I just need you to essentially line up in a wing and scan and protect. And then he's like, can I go to the backfield? 100%. Now he was at tailback, just scanning and protecting anybody that was coming. And I thought he did a great job with that for not being put in that situation before.
Just a sophomore.
Yes, but I'm saying John's got great vision, and he's got a great, first off, like actual IQ, but then especially football IQ. And I thought he did a good job. You can see him moving around. He understands where they're coming from. And then there was, when there was a stoppage, I don't remember if it was a timeout, and he asked, hey, what if this number comes, but he's off the edge, but I feel somebody inside? Can I really try to get a good bump and get here? Like, he asked the proper questions. So I thought he did a great job on that drive, giving us that extra half a second to get the ball out, truthfully. And I mean, it just, bottom line is, it just sucks. Like, not for me. It is what I'm talking about for the kids, because we know what they've put in. We know how hard they worked, and the effort was there. It was just the execution was there, but it didn't match up. Once again, I'll keep saying it. It didn't match up with the football gods at the moment.
Well, let me ask you this, and so when you talk about cleaning up those things that are, I mean, so without going into the, all of this isn't one of the joking days.
Yeah.
So what do you as a staff do to go in there and go, okay, we have to clean up the physical things that,
Yeah.
it's a lot of, so what do you?
Well, there's not as much as you think.
Okay.
And I told you that last night. You had the face and you were, I get it, but you were being a dad, but it's the fact of, the coaches, we're the ones game planning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and understanding that the kids truthfully understand what's going on, and they know football, and they've learned football and get what we're trying to do. They're allowed to game plan too.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of this game. It's a chess match. So to answer your question, going back to clean up, the cleaning up is a snap here or there, or a step. How do I, like, what am I open? I'm going to use a swivel chair. Am I opening my shoulders? Oh, those things. It's not a, this is not correctable, or you don't know what you're doing. That's what I'm getting at. So is it frustrating? Yes, because we're competitors. Were the players, quite frankly, were they pissed? Yes. And I like that they were upset, because that means they care. But it wasn't for anything that you go, I don't know what that was. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, what in the world was that? That wasn't what it was. We ran the wrong route twice. That's gonna happen. Oh. But here's what I told the kids the other day in school. If they understood how much they know compared to every other school, especially locally, football-wise, it's astronomical, and it's a credit to them. And mistakes are going to happen. But guess what? They made the mistake 100 miles an hour, and that's coachable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so but here, I'm not going to say who it was because it's not a negative. Comes the phone, goes, Coach, I missed it. I messed up. It's okay. We're going to move on. I always tell him, you got 8 seconds. Flush it and move. And he understood that I pulled him out to get water. It wasn't a negative. It was like, just take a deep breath. You're good, bud. And so that's what I see. I understand. Trust me, I'm a fan too. I will straight up talk smack about University of Tennessee football because I'm a fan. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I get it. You're supposed to because it means you're passionate. But understand, you don't know the game plan. And I'm saying that to you too.
Oh,
No, it's not negatively.
I get it.
Our kids get it. There's just small things here and there. And it would be the same. What's this? I would be saying the same things if the score was reversed. Going, we got to clean up the small things. Small things win and lose ball games.
Small things, a lot of small things make big things.
Exactly. And our kids get that and they want that. And so there's that. That's why I'm encouraged. Again, the sky's not falling. It ain't even close. It's still sunny and blue, you know, honestly, not today because I'm a competitor.
Yeah. And I would venture to say that when you were talking about some kids coming by and doing the cold thing and all that good stuff, I would say you're going to have some kids up there. You might have to run them off.
And probably so. I mean, I had a couple kids already ask, hey, Coach, will the weight room be open tomorrow? You guys will be, what time will coaches be there? And they're like, oh, we'll be there at X time. Can I come by? Can I get it? That's, once again, that's encouraging. We've got one of the most.
I know you love these kids.
I'm going to tell you, man, I found it, and I told a couple of our coaches last night, and people can say what they want about me when I say this, but I think anybody that's been in sports understands what I'm about to say. It was one of the most surreal moments, and every game's that, but especially opening game each year. Surreal moment going from always being the player that got hugged and talked to being the coach that gets to hug the player and talk to him. Just, you get teary-eyed because you see what they put in all year. You see what they put in when the season's over. It's not a long turnover, and then we're back into the weight room, even if they play other sports, all this stuff. Then the spring comes, then the summer, and you see how much they put in. And I'm telling you, it's a cool moment that I feel like everybody that plays a sport would be lucky to experience. And that's to me, and that's, I get it. Trust me. We can't play Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? We can't play Uno, but that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And I'll die on that hill.
No, we're not playing a board game or Monopoly or Uno. No.
But you know what I mean? Like, but to me,
that's bad.
But I'm just like, to me, that's what it's about. Yeah. And that's why I'm encouraged, because our kids, at least I hope they know that not me, our staff, our administration loves the ever-living piss out of them. And they know that. We would do anything for them. And we know on the flip side, when we say, hey, I need you to play XYZ position tonight. Yeah. This may not be whatever, but like this week's game plan, this is going to help us the most. And they go, yes, sir. And they trust. So like that's what I'm getting at. That was a really neat moment for me last night, because every year it hits you. It really does, going from being the player that every coach has their own thing. But especially quarterback and kicker are different, just like a pitcher is different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just almost like a golfer in the sense of 98% of it's there. So going and being able to have the conversations I get to have with Jet, and remembering the conversations that I had with my coach at this age, it's really neat, and I enjoyed that, and because I'm gonna tell you, he's a lot more athletic than people think. Because when that little SOB gets out and runs, he's 6'4", like actually 6'4.5", and that is not a joke. We've measured him 5 times, and I'm like, you're not 6'4.5. Crap, you're not 6'4.5. And when he gets going, I mean, the couple scrambles he had last night, that 40-yard run.
That was a big momentum changer there.
Yeah, but you go back and watch it and you go, it's correctable. Yeah. It's not, and that's what I've told our kids. I can't deal with non-effort penalties, meaning mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or a blatant, and we don't do this, but a blatant 40-yard behind the play blindside block. Our kids don't do that, but So it's not not fixable.
Yeah.
But that run, and then our receivers downfield they're blocking, and that was the talk we had this week. But I go back. I'm just saying it's fun to see the growth in these kids. Everything is correctable. I promise you, everybody knows by now. I would tell you if it wasn't. Ask our kids. I'm a very honest individual. So if it was an effort deal.
To a fault, Janet Jr.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's the truth though. It is the truth. Like that's a fact. But our kids know that I would tell them that, hey, this was an effort deal. Blah blah blah. It's not. That's why. That's why today. I'm like, because there's 4 of us at the field house at almost 2 a.m. still talking about the game. Cool, whatever. By the time you get home, take a shower, get laid down, it's right at 3. Then we're here, and then we're going to game plan at 9 a.m. Let's do this. Like, we're excited to go because there's such a good possibility and of where we're going.
So, speaking of that, we're headed back over the mountain, but not as far. And we're headed over.
Much easier drive.
Much easier drive. I'm sure that some of our friends and folks in the stands might stop at maybe this casino. I don't know.
Side note, please do. Wife gets per cap. So
we're going over the mountain next Friday to take on the Braves of Cherokee. And Cherokee with a big win last night over North Buncombe. And Coach Hawkins going back over the mountain, so I'm sure that'll be emotional for him. And watching him last night, by the way, there is no doubt that he's got some fire in his tail.
Oh yeah.
And I think defensively our adjustments were really, I just sat there, you could watch them. And so going over the mountain to play Cherokee, going to be a good football game.
Yeah.
Going to the Smoky Mountain Conference again. Get there early. Go to the casino after. Don't go to the casino before in case you lose. You'll be in a bad mood.
Well, if you go to the casino, you got to go to what's the food court? I'm losing my train of thought on the guy's name. He's the chef.
Gordon
Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay food court. And that burger joint. Hey, just saying. It's a great burger.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
But what's the best coffee?
Caffeine and Chaos.
Caffeine and Chaos, baby.
I'm not giving them a free shout out. I'm just saying it was a good burger.
It's a good burger. But I'll tell you that somebody, I've been around this thing for a long, long time. And if it was a situation where you're sitting there after week 1 and going, man, it's going to be a long year. The tone of what we're even talking about today would have been different. Man, I cannot, did we want more points? Yes. Would we like to have that touchdown in the first half on the long run, not call back? Yes. Would we like to have had the long throw over the middle that we picked up about 48 yards on the down the center of the field on a great play, great catch, great throw, great block. That was a big league play. That's a momentum changer. But the effort and I will repeat myself. Man, just the fire in their eye, the way that they looked when they came off the field. I go back to one thing that Coach Nolan always said early when we first met him, when you were in 5th or 6th grade.
I was 10, so
when you were,
I don't know. I just remember I was 10.
And you were the
chart the plays and
carried all the water, but drank all the water and didn't give it to the players.
First off, I was a good water boy.
You were the worst.
I was the worst
ever.
water boy ever.
But
ever.
The one thing that Coach, I'll never forget the first time that we had to go to the meeting, and that was what we used to do. Charlie Hensley, we used to. It's time for the meeting, and he just said, I'm not going to lose my football team at your supper table.
Yeah. Well, that's a tale as old as time.
And this group this year, I don't believe that's even a possibility.
Yeah. Well, we got game one.
It's game one.
Right.
And again, when we get off of here, and before he leaves, you're as I'm not going to use the word angry, but you are as you are.
I'm not pleasant this morning.
I'll tell you why that I know, and I mean this, and this is for people that understand the depth of what this stuff really is. The worst that I ever saw your face was when they blocked the field goal in Alabama, and they had the camera on you. And I can remember looking at your mom.
Side note, definitely a flag. It was third down.
Yeah.
Can't take your helmet off on the field. Just throwing it out there.
But anyway,
Just saying.
I told your mom, I said, man, that's what death looks like. And when I saw not just you, but I saw your kids and I saw your face, I saw your staff's face last night, it was as close to that as I've ever seen. And I take that as nothing but a positive. Because these kids, and you know, this is a Saturday morning show, and I'm going to use really, really good big boy language. These kids really, really give a flip, and they really care. And your staff was. So I'm excited and looking forward to Friday, and going out there and competing. And
See, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I look forward to Monday. Like, I look forward to practice. Our kids look forward to it because we compete.
Yeah.
That's what they break it down on. We've done it for 3 years.
Yep.
But to me, Mondays or practice is fun. But Mondays are especially fun because we get to see them for the first time over the weekend. Get to get them back in the building, go through our normal install, all that stuff like that. That's what you start seeing the pieces get put together. Then Tuesday, quote unquote, old school football, terrible Tuesday, right? Because Tuesday's your long day, all that stuff. But then by Wednesday you go, all right, it's starting to come together, like the practice week, right? And then Thursdays, it's our walkthrough day, or not walkthrough, but jog through day. And then the JV games those nights, and then get ready to play. So like, yeah, we're looking forward to Friday, but man, we're looking forward to Monday. Like, actually, today. I enjoy the schematic side of it. I enjoy what we're going to do today. Because in case you're wondering, like, we talked about this last night. I'll be real with you. Everybody thinks, oh, your offense is blah, 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 blah. You're too much. Guys, we were in 6 plays last night. Like, scheme plays. And they were wide bleep open every time. So they called out the route and still couldn't cover it. Just throw that out there. I'm not making that up. And that is not a slight on anybody. But they were calling out the route because they knew what we were running. Because I didn't change. And they couldn't cover it. Small things. That's all it is. Small things.
And that starts today.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Once again, that is not a slight on anybody. That's a credit to our kids for how they understand our system of going, we don't have to run 45, 50, 70, whatever amount of things. We ran 4 pass concepts and 2 run plays. They're all still open. Still. I'm not being rude. I don't want anybody to think that I am. It's just the small things, whether it's a protection one time or maybe a cut, or like a cut back to the A gap or whatever. There's something going to happen every play. That's sports. Yep. Now we just got to shore up the things that, whether it's hips or shoulder turn or leaning or drop my head, those things, those are correctable. And that's what, like you said, that's where it starts today.
Yep. And so the Mountain 8, Coach, Mountain 8, and all this offseason, we're thinking, and at one point we thought we were going to be in a conference. It was going to be basically like North Buncombe and us and Irwin and I think maybe Inca and and somebody else. We were all going to be
There were so many. There were so many
There
things.
was going to be us and Pisgah and Irwin and North and Inca, and we were all going to be in the same conference. And then basically we just added a team.
Mm-hmm.
So basically that's exactly what happened. We added a team. So it's the Mountain 8, and last night in the Mountain 8, North Henderson, pretty good win over Inca. Murphy over Franklin, and that's over in Cullowhee because they're having to play their games in E.J. Whitmire. And this is one, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't see happening. Swain over Smoky. I didn't see that happening, and I'd said that on the pregame thing on Friday. So that shows you how stupid I am. Mountain Heritage with a big win over Pisgah. Brevard all over Reynolds. And Irwin and West with a 27-21 win, and Hendersonville's a good football team. I saw that in the screen. You saw that, and they got really good athletes and can do a good job of getting the ball to them with a 68-0 win over East. So there's a lot of Mountain 8 teams that are just in the same boat as we're in this week.
Yeah, we got Cherokee coming up.
Yeah.
Honestly, no offense to anybody, I could care less about their score.
I get it.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry. That's not a disrespectful thing.
Yep.
I care about Tuscola and what we're doing and who we got next.
Yep. And I'm excited about getting back over there. And again, shorter trip. And that wasn't a bad trip last night. And it's beautiful out there. And let me say this, since you were a little boy, stadiums were a big deal for us. And your mom and your sister used to get so angry because anywhere we'd go, we'd make a point to find either that professional stadium or that college stadium or the high school stadium. And that's the first time, Jonathan, that I had ever been to that facility last night. And I love I love the field, the actual physical field. I love the grass. I love that. But a lot of history there, and it's really cool to go out there in those places, and compete in those environments because that makes you better. And I love the history of Western North Carolina high school football, and you don't get much more history in Western North Carolina high school football than where we were last night. And again, I know that you like him and you guys. And he's funny. Yeah, I always see you two laughing. I don't know what you two are talking about when you and the Robbinsville coach are together, but it's probably not something we can talk about on the air.
No, I mean, I wish them nothing but the best.
They're going, yeah.
But here's the thing, guys. That's the reason why you play teams like that, and them playing us. Playoffs is strictly RPI based now. Yeah. You can't play the what everybody always tries to say the SEC does. First off, go play in the SEC and then come back. Let's see. All right.
You have to always get that in, but I agree with you.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
I mean, not being that guy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, should they play those teams week 9? No, they should not. And I agree with that, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, that's during a week.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they're not playing the quote unquote money games, or I say you can't play those. It's RPI based now. So with the RPI, with the mathematical equation that it is 40%, 40 out of 100 obviously is your win percentage, 40 your opponents, and then 20 your opponent's opponent.
We can answer your question then.
Yeah.
And this is a legitimate question. Why is there conferences?
The state won't give me an answer. I've asked.
Because,
and I'm not saying.
I'm just asking.
I've been at multiple coaches. We've had conversations. We've asked, and nobody will tell us. Because the thing is, you're still going to play your normal people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Geographically, you'd still play. Like we'd still play Smoky, obviously. Franklin, obviously. Hendersonville teams, obviously. Across town, like you'd still play these teams. But if the conference doesn't matter anymore, then why do you have a conference? And that goes for every sport. And the state didn't give us an answer. It's all good. I'm not complaining.
Just for football.
No, it's RPI for every sport now. That's all that matters. It's RPI. So that's I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but that's why, justifying, that's why you played the Robbinsvilles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cherokee was a 7-win team last year. That helps your RPI. They're a good football team.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? South Caldwell put up 62 points last night. That's our week 3. They're a good football team. So that's why you play those teams. To get yourself ready and be, quote unquote, battle tested for conference. So, we're excited for where we're headed as a team, as a staff, and as a school, just in general. So it's, it'll be a long day today just because I'm running off of no sleep, but welcome to coaching. You know what I mean? It's not just me.
Yeah.
And it's not just Tuscola doing that. It's everybody. Because if you love what you do, then that's what you do. And, I got a text from a colleague last night at like 1:30 asking if I could help out with some stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's, like I said, it's not just us.
Yeah.
Everybody, it doesn't matter win, lose, or draw, I'd still be running off no sleep right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
at least you don't have to go exchange the physical film.
you don't have to drive anymore. That is true.
So that's a plus.
That we got to look at the
because
positives.
the glass is half full.
Oh yeah. So, and that's what I'm getting at. It's just a Saturday after week 1, right? You know what I mean? It's been, we're going to get win, lose, or draw. We were going to be here at 8 a.m. I was going to be at the school ready to go. Should probably go in a minute.
Yeah. We're good.
For 9. And we're done when we're done. And then laundry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, all these things were going to be the exact same regardless of the outcome. And I probably just been in a little better mood, but that's the only thing that would have changed. I still would have been, hey, we got to correct X, Y, Z. That's because that's who we are. You know what I mean? So, other than that, it's just status quo, another day. Let's go do what we do. You know what I mean? That's,
I get it.
yeah.
So what we're going to do here is he's got to leave here and be at the school in about 12 minutes.
Yes.
So, and then I think you have a radio thing you got to do.
I don't know. I got to look at my phone. It's in my calendars.
But great. Hey, let me tell you, did we not travel well last night?
We always do.
Did we not travel well last night? Dadgum.
Well, because there's a reason why conferences don't want to get rid of Haywood County schools. Or not get rid of, sorry, lose. Like the old MAC was upset that Haywood County is not in the old MAC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because by God, we travel in every sport.
Yeah.
We do. And
that was great to see.
That's a credit to our fans, our community.
And hey, look, I know that, sometimes you get, not you, I'm talking to you, but you go, man, I wish so-and-so would just shut his mouth. But at the end of the day, don't stop.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, man, that passion is really awesome.
Because, hey,
because they care.
I'm that guy on Tennessee Saturdays going,
yeah.
What an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's stupid. I'm laughing. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm laughing because it's sports, because you care.
And Coach Howell said hello, by the way.
Yeah, I hadn't talked to him since the 7-on-7, but
he said
that we went to. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm the same person.
Yeah.
So that's why that stuff doesn't bother me. I heard somebody else like, good offense, coach.
Thank you.
Here's the play sheet. Bet you can't read it. Doesn't matter. Like, not being rude.
Yeah, we're going to be okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, because that's passion.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean? And that's where, that's why I try to tell you on game nights, stop letting it bother you.
Oh,
no,
I've got no. I've got the what's that called? The those things that go in silence.
Yeah, I got you. But no, I'll reverse this in that sense. I haven't seen that face that I saw on you last night in probably 17 years. Yeah, but what I'm getting at is you got to realize I'm the same fan on Saturdays when I'm watching Tennessee going, what a DA. What was that? You know what I mean?
That's why when you watch our show during the week, especially when Jonathan's when he's on the remote thing and we're able to talk, and we don't have to talk about what we're doing here. It's better than a comedy show because he will break down and talk about the people that he loves.
Yeah, but my thing is, listen, Dylan Sampson.
Yeah.
way better athlete than I ever was. But dude, you got to make the jump cut. I could have made it, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
In your head, it's like, I could have done that. No, I couldn't. You know what I mean? No, I couldn't.
No, you couldn't, Mr. Flexible.
But, you see what I'm saying? But on Saturdays, I'm like, you got to see that hole there, buddy.
Yeah.
That was wide open. But
Yeah.
we're all guilty of it, is what I'm saying. So, because it's passion.
Yeah.
That's what doesn't bother me. I think it's funny.
And that's what it's really awesome. Again, I could not.
When
you look down there last night, and I would venture to say that we had as many, maybe more than they had.
Because
maybe am I wrong?
Because we travel well. Our community loves our kids. It ain't about the coaching staff. They love our kids, whether they're related to them or not. And but our staff, we tell them all the time, when you're in the community, just thank them, because we can't do what we do as a football program without our community, and we know that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, none of this stuff bothers me in that sense, because it's passion.
And speaking of that, real quick, I know that we've got the thing at Food Line for the Gatorade, the sports drinks.
Yes.
And you can still bring them if you you can still bring them by.
Yeah,
bring them by Crompton's Auto Mart. It's easier to do that, because that way they don't have to come and go through the stuff. If they want to take it to the school, they can take it to the field house.
Well, the front office, and they'll just call me.
Yep. But if not, you just drop them down by the office, or you go up or down to my office, or you can go up and donate the stuff at the Food Line. But that's, once again, it goes back to our community is so caring and passionate about our program. So all the other stuff, like, whatever. Because the harsh reality is, we've got team moms that make sandwiches for our post-game meals, that take their own time to hand make and wrap sandwiches. And then our community spending their hard-earned money in times that it's not easy to give Gatorades to teenagers, whether they're related or not. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, push come to shove, I'll pick our community over anybody's, because of the passionate fan base. Doesn't matter if they're a football fan or not, they're a Tuscola fan. Doesn't matter if they're a baseball fan or a basketball fan. They care about Tuscola. They care about the kids at Tuscola. And that's what's fun. I mean, I'm telling you, it is. Yeah.
And so
we're going to have our first this week. We're going to have our first, as we go through the season, some I don't know, what's the proper word for you guys? Are you former Mountaineers? Are you? I mean, I don't know, but we're going to have our first live stuff.
Alumni, I guess.
Our first alum football players are going to be in studio, and looking forward to that. And one of them is going to be somebody you know well, that I thought last night was really fun to watch, in the way that he really did a good job of making sure our personnel is Chad Haynes.
Yeah,
Coach Haynes. And
we've got a good staff top to bottom. Coach Haynes on Fridays does our special teams call outs, I guess you'd say, to make sure that's all done. Coach, and I mean, here's the thing that I found so encouraging is throughout the game, but then even at halftime, we got two Coach Mondays, so Coach Braden Monday.
Coach Mondays.
But asking questions, going, would this, or what about this, or what about, and evolving his brain as a coach, because I'm telling you, it's different going from a player to coach. Yes. It is, and he's done such a good job of that. And last night he had a lot of good insight and questions, and I'm saying the questions meaning like, not that he's like, oh, well, what are we doing? That's not what I'm saying. No, he was asking questions about. He was like, do you think we could, on both sides of the ball? What if we did this? Do you think we could get this player in this position? Blah blah blah. So just seeing the evolution that I know we can get to is fun. Not the outcome you want. It doesn't matter. The outcome is always supposed to be one more point than them. But there's a lot of positives, a lot of fixable correctables, and now our job is to make sure that they're as healthy as possible. You know what I mean? Like, as far as our players, football's a physical game, so we got to make sure we quote unquote toe that line of being smart on the physicality side, because we are a physical football team. Most teams in the mountains are. Let's just be honest. So that's where the more you get into the season, it becomes a juggling match of that. And I think we got the players that understand that, and I think we got the staff that understands it. And just for like last night, I get a text from a former player, Bridger Jones, just with encouraging.
Okay, don't cry.
No, just like with encouraging words. I mean, he was like, I didn't want to bother you, blah, blah, blah. And I need to text him back. I hadn't yet because it was so early. But just those things that you go, we're doing something right. Does that make sense? We're doing something right. The wins and losses, trust me, we all want to freaking win. Let's just be real. But at this level, there's also way more to be said on the young men they grow into being grown men and how they treat people and those things. And I that was because it was funny. I was driving into work yesterday, and I do got to go to this. I was driving into work yesterday, and for some reason, a couple random memories. I say memories. It's weird to say memories now because it was just the last 2 seasons of Bridger in certain situations in a game, and then 45 minutes later, he texts me yesterday morning, and that's once again, that's when you know as a program, not as an individual. For me, that's not what I'm getting at. As our program, that's when you know you're doing something right. And he made the trek to the game last night, all the way to Robbinsville. He's probably, knowing him, he's probably somewhere fishing right now this morning, and he's probably catching some sort of
more than you.
Oh, 100%. That's why he's going to college for it. You know what I mean? But that's what's encouraging because his family still donates to the program. He's not even there anymore because they care about Tuscola. And I need to get by there and see them. But that's where we're at. It's never fun after a loss. I don't care what anybody says. No. Right? It honestly, on the coaching side, Saturdays, it's never fun after a win because the reality is we didn't make the plays. The players did. You know what I'm saying? So, and I understand that Saturdays are for us to go back and go, cool, let's grade it, let's flush it, move on, let them enjoy it for the weekend. Go ahead.
COVID brain still. 3 o'clock today, the gates open in C.E. Weatherby as the Mountaineers, the Waynesville Mountaineer program is taking on the other side. They're taking on Bethel today.
Nice.
So games start at 4.
Let's get them, little guys.
Let's go. Everybody get out to CE Weatherby today. Mm-hmm. Support the programs because that's the future. That's the future of the Mountaineers. We've got good things going on at the middle school. We got good things going on in the youth league. Our JV kids.
Yes.
I as a guy that's been in a foxhole before,
mm-hmm.
I would not mind those guys having my back in a foxhole. And what I saw last night, I'd go in a foxhole with any one of your guys
mm-hmm.
from last night. So today stinks.
Yep.
But
I got to get to the.
We're going to get off here. He's got to get and we'll see. We'll have Coach Haynes talking about what his career, and we might have a couple other alums on here this week, and then we're going to start our college football thing when we figure out this week our college football thing. So, guys, thank you so much. The sky's not falling. Hold your head up high. We're going to be good.
All right.